Boys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon. I help masculine men build, scale, launch their online businesses, and make their first $10,000 online through personal branding. If you want to work with me one-on-one, it's the first link in the description. There's also free training. Gentlemen, so in this video, we are going to be talking about pay attention to how you are being sold. Now, what do I mean by that? It's literally in the statement, okay? When you are being sold, when you are going to the store or when you're ordering something online, I want you to start paying attention to why is it that you're buying this thing? How is it that you came across this thing? What kind of feeling does this thing, this service or this product make you feel or give you when you purchase it? And all these things, right? Because what I'm getting at with that is, I always say this in all of my videos, guys. If something has been proven to work, use it. It's proof of concept. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or do all this extra work for no reason, right? There's a thing, or a lot of people like to bash on like certain industries being oversaturated and this and that. When guys, when something is oversaturated, essentially, it means that it's working and it works extremely well compared to something not being saturated at all, meaning nobody's doing it. It's actually a lot harder, and it's almost like when nobody's doing something, you have to question if it's actually, number one, worth doing, if it actually works, number two, because I want you to think about this. If you go, there's a story I heard, if you're in the ocean, okay, and nobody else is around, you might think you discovered new waters, right, or like new land, or whatever it is. But then what you have to realize is, no, everybody else has drowned and they're dead in this new territory, in these new waters that you think you might be in, or you're discovering something new. It's like, no, everybody else has just drowned. And so at the bottom of the lake or the bottom of the ocean, there's just a bunch of dead bodies, right? Compared to if you're in waters where everyone's swimming, then you know that, for example, like there's no sharks around and you won't die and you can survive, right? And it's an interesting perspective to that, because I think what that will help you understand is the fact is, like, when a lot of people are doing something, it's proof of concept that it's working. Okay, and so take that whole ideology of like, if something's oversaturated, that you can't do it. Like, no, if anything, being a certain thing being saturated is good to an extent. So now that you understand that, and you understand that taking a path that has already been done and walked and will lead you into the same success, essentially, is better than trying to recreate the wheel to an extent, right? Because it's easier, it's faster, and all these things. I want you to start reverse engineering the way you're being sold to. Touching back to the point at the beginning of this video is like, for example, I said this in another one of my videos. I said, we went to Harmon's, which is a store literally across the street, and they had free samples for cheesecake, right? And I was not thinking of buying cheesecake that day. But after we were offered this free sample, what ended up happening? Bro, we tasted the cheesecake and I was like, damn, this is fucking fire. So what do? We bought some cheesecake, right? All because of the free sample. And then now I want you to think about it a little more intense, on a deeper level of thinking. In that scenario specific, it's like, okay, I wouldn't have bought this cheesecake if I didn't have the free sample. So what did they do? They offered a taste of the product, right? And so that's essentially like the first step in almost any business, is like getting a taste for what the product is like, giving out free information. And that's why usually if you're doing something online, bro, especially if you're selling online high ticket coaching, like, you need to have something you're giving out for free. And that's what you call a lead magnet, bro. Like, it needs to be a free training, a free guide, free community, something for free to get people to understand and have a little better understanding of what it is you're selling, to get a better taste of the product, whatever it is. Besides the point, okay? Anyway, what's the other thing? The other thing, guys, I want you to start paying attention to, how do certain products make you feel when you're purchasing them? Because the best way for me to explain this is, guys, pretty much everything is drop shipped. If you're familiar with what drop shipping is, I don't really want to give you a crash course on that. But this shirt, for example, okay, like this shirt it's a Calvin Klein shirt. And where do you think this was made? Like probably somewhere in fucking China, right? And all they did was put Calvin Klein, the logo on here. And it's probably just some, like I could buy the same shirt with the same logo on here for like $5 compared to this one that's probably like $50, right? Because of Calvin Klein. And it's not because of the shirt itself, it's the feeling, the status, right, that you're buying into, the brand you're buying into. And so again, what you now need to do and apply this to your own business, to your own whatever it is you're selling. If it's online, high ticket coaching, what I specifically specialize in, it's like, dude, remember the feeling, the look of all of your stuff like matters, the authenticity. Reverse engineer the way you are being sold, bro, because if it's working on you, it's gonna work on everyone. Like that's the best way for me to explain this. And it's so funny because I mentioned this to all my clients. It's like, listen, bro, these concepts worked on me. They've worked on you. They will work on everyone. Okay? Because, and sometimes the funniest thing about this, guys, is like, specifically this shirt in specific, that example I just gave you, like you already know that like this shirt is bullshit, for example, and I can buy the same shirt for $5, but I would rather, I mean, I didn't buy this shirt. I got this as a gift. But for example, like if I knew the other one was $5 and this one was $40, I would probably still buy this one knowing the other one's the same exact shirt, but it's because of the branding, right? And like you know to an extent, but you still purchase it. And that's what I'm getting at is reverse engineer the concepts. All of them, bro. For example, I want you to think of the best example I can give to you guys is if you guys are familiar with who Iman Ghazi is, okay? Iman Ghazi is also big public figure, big entrepreneur on YouTube, social media guy on Instagram, has this old money aesthetic to him, talks about finances and you know, he has his own like digital launchpad, I believe what it is, and a bunch of other businesses he's associated with and that he's launched for his following essentially. Okay, and what he's recently done is he's launched his beverage company. I talk about it a lot actually, and it's called Big Day. Bro, I tried to order it 2 weeks ago when they had a drop, or a week ago, whenever it was, and I couldn't. They weren't shipping to the United States or something. But again, why did I buy into it? Because of the feeling, because of the connection, right? Felt like I was being connected to something, and I obviously know I'm being sold to, but I still wanted to try it. I still wanted to again, try the drink, right? Like I still wanted to just buy it. Why not? The packaging is nice. The whole design of everything. Again, most of the time it's not just the product you're selling. It's everything else that has to do with it. Kind of the example I gave you with the shirt. It's the brand you're buying into. And so in simply realizing all of these things, right, and taking a step back and being able to reverse engineer them and now implement them into your own business will help you tremendously, bro, because a lot of you don't do that. A lot of you just want to sell stuff without having like all of these things come together, and then you wonder why you're not able to sell effectively and efficiently. It's like, dude, you're missing huge concepts to your business. Like, what are people buying into? Like a piece of fucking paper that just says your name on it? Like, to an extent, that's the branding, but what's the look of it? What's the feeling of it? What's the, you know, the emotional connection and all these things that you're missing out on? And this is now what you must reverse engineer and think about, again, how you're being sold to and what are the things that you buy and how you can implement that into your own shit and all these concepts, right? Because in Iman's case, for example, like, I don't remember how much it was. I'd have to look it up, but I think there was a 12 pack and I think it was like 30 or 40 or 50 bucks, I don't remember. But completely disregarding how much it was, like I wanted to buy it. I'm still gonna buy it because again, I like everything about the brand, essentially, about the people behind the brand, like Iman in a sense, right? And again, what am I getting at with that? It's just like it's more than just a drink. It's more than just the price of the drink. It's all of these things coming together, right? Like Louis Vuitton. You guys know that you can get a Louis Vuitton bag in a regular bag, but you buy the Louis Vuitton one because of the status, because of all these things that it gives you. Now, reverse engineer that into your own company, okay? So guys, this might be like a little bit of a shorter video, but it's a, excuse me, it's a huge part to your guys' business, and a huge perspective that a lot of you need to start taking when it comes to your own business and implementing certain things, bro. It's like really understanding how you are being sold to in the real world and just being able to replicate it, right? I've done it with my business. It's worked tremendously. I've done it in the past. I've had clothing brands. Like being able to understand this at any level will really make a huge change into whatever it is that you are doing, because you're seeing things from different perspectives, which is always the best thing you can do. Is instead of seeing things for just face value, you're looking all the way around, 360s, you're looking behind the face, whatever it is, right? So boys, hopefully that made some sense in really trying to understand and taking a step back on how you're being sold to in this real world and implementing that stuff into your own business. Again, excuse me. Guys, if you want to work with me directly one-on-one on building your personal brand and making some fucking real money through online high-ticket coaching, you can apply to do so. Or if you are already in this boat and you're struggling, you can't seem to figure out why you're getting a lack of appointments booked, a lack of leads coming in, or your content's not hitting and you're wondering why, again, you can apply to work with me. It's the first link in the description. Or I have a free training video that's getting revamped. It should be up within the next couple of days. I'm really focusing on putting that together for you guys and making the free training as best as possible. That will also be in the description. It's going to be the second link. But boys, as always, hopefully you took some value from this. I love you guys as always, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.